like enhanced spectral efficiency. So once you build a network in a particular site, you're able to utilize the spectrum to the maximum to serve as many subscribers as possible in that time. So, with one base station, you're able to have high coverage. What infrastructure vendors are required to do is to enhance peak data rates. For example, when the iPhone was launched, there was suddenly a big surge in the data rates. When 3G networks were launched, there was, just a word of mouth. One person started browsing the internet and saying that, hey, I can get the internet on my mobile. And his friend said, I wish I could do that too. And just by this, there was a huge surge in data which the existing network elements could not handle. So this is what infrastructure vendors would like to do to enhance throughput, to enhance peak data rates. What we need to do is come up with innovative ideas. How can we build equipment which can do all of this, but which can be done at a low cost of innovation? And lastly, to enhance the kind of ownership model for the operators, that they are able to monetize their assets. And not to forget, if we are looking at a big opportunity in 3G, this will happen. But infrastructure vendors should provide a seamless upgrade path from the existing 2G technologies. So I think these are the challenges that are being put forth to the infrastructure vendors. But we at NSN see 3G as a big opportunity. It's now getting to be a mature technology. The standards have matured. There is now about 400 million 3G users worldwide. So we are seeing traction. And we feel that in about 2 years' time, the number of 3G subscribers worldwide will exceed that of 2G. So we see this as a great opportunity, but there are these challenges as well. So I think here's where I think we need to bring in this aspect of thought leadership. And if you are able to do that and provide the operators with a chance to provide services at a reasonable cost, which they can make back, then I think we are seeing a winner in this technology. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. The only guys who are 100% sure of making money is the infrastructure suppliers. So he's sitting very pretty. Everybody else, do you know, in a gold rush in America in 19th century, only people who made money who supplied picks and shovels. Because nobody found much gold, and a lot of people lost their life. But the people who supplied hardware made money. So I think it's a... So Sujay?
Sir, yeah, I'm going to skip to Shekhar and take it. Okay.
Huh? Okay, good. Achha, by the way, does everybody know the fundas of 3G, or does, because he is with the right person, because they are the first one to introduce 3G in India, BSNL, or do you want him to take 1 minute to introduce what 3G is? Huh? Yeah, okay. Because the audience, everybody cannot be familiar. You are the right person.
Thank you. Good morning to you. Thanks, Sujay, for pushing me ahead of you in sharing my views. I'm from Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited. Presently, I am in Bangalore as General Manager, Consumer Mobility, which basically looks after mobile. So, the 3G, as you know, we started with 1G, 2G, and now presently 3G. 1G was basically analog wireless services. The 2G became digital services. Then 2.5, and sometimes they call it as 2.75. That is the GPRS and the edge technologies, which are already in place in India. And basically there, the speed of the data communication max was around 144 kbps, and as you know, the demand is much more than that for video and data applications. So with the 3G, upwards of 2 Mbps, you can get it. That is basically something about the 3G. But as far as BSNL goes, we have already put in place the 3G network in northern and eastern part of India, and it's soon. It's already on in Chennai, and it should cover in a couple of months in South India. And in Bangalore, we hope to start off around end August, September, and we will cover all the 27 district headquarters in Karnataka with 3G. and BSNL will have something like 750 cities in phase 1, covering the entire. Why I said gave this brief introduction was, look what happened to the 2G. See, basically if you want to understand the 3G revolution or the 3G prospectus, I think we should try to know about something about 2G. When 2G was introduced, we all know it was basically a hopping service. It was never a seamless service, if you go back. And then it started with 32 rupees and 16 rupees, which you all know very well. But then some operators came and then they made incoming free. And then that operator, I remember, was this one was to cover the entire national highways. Then the Big Bang came. And then, so taking that into consideration, is there anything in 3G which makes that growth a paradigm shift from the normal growth? So let us see in this process who are the drivers. The first and the foremost is the telecom operators. They are the first drivers as far as the 3G is considered. Why? Look, there are already 120 networks here in the world with another nearly about 250 to 300 million 3G subscribers. And you just mentioned about the fall in minutes of more than minutes of usage. The important thing is rupees per minutes of usage or paise per minutes of usage. That is also falling very, very drastically. And the ARPU is falling very drastically. So the telecom operator needs to make money. And he has got various options as far as 3G is considered. He can consider 3G as basically value-added services. As you know today, value-added service contributes between 8 to 12% of our revenue. And out of that 8 to 12%, believe me, 50% is on SMS. 50% is on SMS. In spite of the fact, around the 400 million subscribers, we have already about 80 million handsets which are data enabled. And we find that out of that, hardly about 10 million use for data purposes and 7 million for value-added services. And it is reported that 20 million handsets are already 3G enabled. So I have got a market already of 20 million, which is a very big market to address. This is so I can look at it as a value-added services, and it is reported that 8 to 12% of value-added services, if 3G comes, I can push it to 18 to 22%. That's a huge market for the operator. And then look at the other way. The 3G services is spectrum efficient. It is reported that you can make nearly about 2.5 times more than the subscribers for the voice services with the 3G spectrum. That's another advantage you will get. So that and who are the people who are likely to migrate to 3G services? The AV callers. So here is a great opportunity that my 2G services will become free. With the introduction of 3G services, I get a better, I can provide a better service to my customers with the introduction of 3G services. That is another way of looking. And then another way of looking from the operator point of view, more so in case of BSNL, we have got certain social commitments to be done. For example, if you take the broadband services, today it is around 7 million customers are there in India.